Welcome to the Michael Singer Podcast, presented by Sounds True, in partnership with Shanti Publications. For more information about Michael Singer's work, access to all prior episodes, and information about upcoming releases, we invite you to join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com.
Jai Gurudev. Jai Masters. I've been talking a lot lately about mind. We always do. I want to talk about this tremendous difference between personal mind and impersonal mind. First of all, what is mind? In its simplest sense, it's a field of energy where thoughts can be created or not created. That's like saying, what is a lake? It's a field, not a point, it's a field of substance, energy, substance, whatever you want to call it, that can be still, or it can create ripples, and it can go back to still, and it can create ripples. That is the nature of water, the nature of the lake. Mind is exactly the same. Mind is a field of energy, a very, very high vibration rate of energy. It's not physical energy. The thoughts are inside. What does that mean? At a higher vibration rate than what the physical plane is. Scientists understand vibration rates. They've gotten all the way down to the quantum field. That's a field of energy where vibrations, wavelets can take place. And from those wavelets, the entire structure of the physical world is built. That's what quantum physics is. How to go from wavelets to quarks, leptons, bosons, and then to atoms and molecules and form. It's all the same thing. It's just what level you want to look at it. So basically, on the higher planes, that's not mystical, it's just a higher vibration rate that we are able to pick up with our instruments. That someday they will be able to pick up the instruments. They didn't used to be able to pick up ultraviolet or infrared. Now they pick those things up. They didn't know there were X-rays. Before they had instruments, they could find them. So someday they will be able to have instruments that are able to pick up the mental plane, the mental and emotional plane. They're not mystical. You know how not weird they are? You live with them every moment of your life. Do you have thoughts? Where? Point to them. They're inside. What does that mean? They're at a higher vibration rate than what is going on the physical plane. But you know you have thoughts. You know you can visualize a boat. You know you can have emotions. Nobody has to teach you that. It's there. It's real. You know it. You experience it. So you have a lower vibration rates, grosser vibration rates, and then there are higher vibration rates. The emotional, energy, prana level, Shakti level, or forget words, just vibration rates that are higher than the physical plane and vibration rates that are higher than that plane, the mental plane. And then you might as well get it over with. Well, when does that stop? When does it stop that there are higher and higher and higher vibration rates? Every vibration rate is subtler and subtler, thinner and thinner and subtler. You have thoughts that are very etheric, that are very high, that are just light, and you have thoughts that are very heavy. They really are, okay? They're just on the mental plane. There are different vibration rates. And the ones that are lower vibrations feel heavy. They're tight. They're negative. And the ones that are higher vibrations are lighter and happier. And then it keeps going up until what? Until you get back to this thing you call God, the universal creation, that which was before all else was created. That we call the primal vibration rate. Kind of neat in the Bible it says, in the beginning was the Word. What's the word? A vibration. In yoga, they say in the beginning was the Om. That's what that vibration, holy vibration. That is the primal, original vibration. All of the vibrations slowed down from there, and all of creation was created. You don't have to understand this. I just thought I'd mention it. Okay, it's just a nice thing to mention once in a while. That's where it all came from. Prior to that, what was it? Prior to that, it's what they call the unmanifest. How do yogis know about these states? They go into them. They go so deep inside that their consciousness transcends the mental plane, the emotional plane, and all of the vibrations that could exist until there's what they call Brahma, total stillness, prior to any vibration. And then out of it comes everything. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact, you know you have thoughts, you know you have emotions. Where are they? I've just said to you, they're just higher vibration rates. They call it inside. It's neither inside nor outside. It's just a higher vibration rate, and your consciousness, I forgot to tell you, your awareness of being is the highest vibration that ever was or could ever be. Man was created in the image of God. My Father and I are one. That's what they're trying to tell you. In here, where you exist, hello, consciousness is inside. It's not out here. It's in here, okay? And your consciousness, the awareness of being, that's aware of thoughts, that's aware of emotions, that's aware of the physical plane, is higher than all of them. It's the highest vibration rate. Fine. But that's not where we live. Why? Because there are these ripples that take place, and they get grosser and grosser and grosser and grosser and grosser and grosser as they come down until they're fixed. Einstein once said, reality is an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. When you wake up in the morning, have you noticed your dress is still there? It's just quantum vibrations. How can it be that they manifest the same thing over and over again? Exactly the same. That's what he meant. Albeit a very persistent illusion. So basically, your consciousness lives inside that world. So you know you live inside the physical world, and you know you're in here. It's like, it's not like you don't know you're in here. So he said something to you, he said, that hurt me. Where? Where did it hurt you? Better go to the hospital. No, inside. Hurt me inside. Okay? It hurt my feelings. It hurt my thoughts. You have vibrations in here. Okay? So basically, that is what the mental plane is. That is what's going on. Now, I was going to focus on, there are two distinct things, type of wavelets on the mental plane that you are capable of creating. What do you mean I'm capable of creating? There's not a single thought you ever had that you didn't make or hold on to. You are in here. What if you didn't experience the thought? It doesn't exist. Might as well not. You are the experiencer. And when you experience something, you give it meaning. So thoughts, vibrations come in there. Some of them, they just make a wavelet. That's all. It just makes a wavelet. Okay, it's raining out. Somebody said something. Somebody didn't say something. And these vibrations happen. They're called vrittis in yoga. They're just vibrations on the mental plane. They're like wavelets on a lake. They get created and they're gone. How soon after a wavelet is created is it gone? Instantaneous. It doesn't stay there. It passes right through. Well, in your mind, on the mental plane, things come in. I said you create the thoughts. You don't create those thoughts. They come in from the outside, and they create vibrations on the mental plane. And maybe you don't know it, but you experience it inside. You're not experiencing things outside. I teach you this all the time, that the outside world comes in through your senses. Sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. Those are sensors. They pick up the vibration rates of the outside world, and they pass them through your nervous system and pass them back up to your brain. We all know that. And what they don't know, but they should, right? You don't see them in your brain. Those vibrations come in and they ripple onto the bottom of the mental plane. And whatever vibration came in, it passes up through the nervous system, past the entire receptor of the brain, and then causes a vibration on the subtler plane of the mental plane. That is what you see. You're not looking at me right now. You're looking inside at the image that the light patterns created when they stimulated your nervous system. This is not yoga. This is health. This is science. You do not look out through your eyes. You are in here. What is happening out here, the light vibrations that are bouncing off the atoms, they have different vibration rates. Like some of the atoms are denser than others. Some light passes right through. It doesn't bounce off. And basically that which bounces off, reflects back, hits your optical receptors, and basically gets passed up the nervous system, and then it gets collected ultimately in the brain. And what they don't know, but it's true, you should know this, then that image, the exact image that you saw, those vibration rays, get passed up onto the mind and cause the mind to vibrate. And that's where you are sitting inside, looking at me in there. That will wake you up, if nothing else. I think I'm looking out through my eyes. You've never looked out through your eyes. It's being imaged in here. I told you the example is you're watching a ball game in California, all right? No, you're not. You're sitting here in Alachua, Florida, okay, and somehow you're seeing the ball game. How? There's cameras out there which are photosensitive. They're sensors, and it picks up those light vibrations. It then turns them into codes, all right? They digitize them. That's how they use it out there. It then passes those codes up to satellites or across towers or whatever it is. It's just wavelengths. It's just vibrations. And they go all the way around the world, and they end up in your living room. But they're not in your living room. They get picked up. Those wavelengths get picked up. First it's a digital encoder processor, and then a decoder. It takes those codes that got passed along, and those are numbers. Inside of you, they're just nerve impulses, but out there they're numbers, digital numbers, and it then translates them into dots on your screen. Ever get up there and look at it? You're not watching a movie. You're watching little dots moving around, pixels. And those pixels get painted on the screen according to what? Exactly the vibrations that got sent from California across the satellite. So now it gets passed all the way along, and it paints onto your flat screen TV. And if you sit up real close, you just see a bunch of colored dots floating around. And if you step back, oh, there's a movie. No, there's not. There's just electronic impulses being sent from California. Right or wrong? Exactly what is happening inside of you. Your eyes are the camera, the nervous system are the wiring, the brain is the central processor that picks it up, and ultimately it lets you see it in here. Okay, so now you're in here, consciousness is in here, looking at what the mind has picked up from the outside. I went through this actually the other day, but I like talking about it. Okay, so here you are. Now what comes in passes through. When you're watching the ball game or the movie, does it come in and pass through? Or is there a pile of these dots sitting on? No, they're gone. They're just light impulses that were lit up and then they're gone. The pixel that was somebody's nose is not doing that anymore. Now it's like a building. Now it's something else. It doesn't have to be wasted. Okay? It is the exact same thing in your mind. How it's supposed to be. It comes in. It paints the image, and it goes away. Comes in, paints the image, you see it, you experience it. That's why we sent you the movie, so you could experience it, enjoy it. It comes in, experience. Come in, it's called Be Here Now. Comes in, experience. Come in, experience. Every single thing that comes in, you're in there experiencing it. Your mind is kind enough to paint it for you. Otherwise, you can't experience the outside world. People think I talk against the mind. I don't ever talk against the mind. I talk about how you use your mind. That's a very different thing. The mind is a sacred, amazing thing. And then look what it's doing, all right? It's letting you see there's a world out here. Otherwise, you don't know it. Okay? It's picking up the sensors and it's painting the picture, and you're in here having this beautiful experience of cows and elephants and grass and things and birds. It's a gift. It's a movie. It's just wow. And how much you have to pay? Nothing. It's completely free of charge. It just comes in, you experience and passes through. All right. That's what the Buddhists call empty mind, pure mind. It means it's just mind. That's all that's happening. It's doing its job. It's presenting the world for your consciousness to experience. That's what's happening. Okay, so that is not even the impersonal mind. That's pure mind. That's just pure mind. It's a lake. It's just pure lake. Okay, what happens? What happens is it comes in, and I've been through it so many times, but I know you don't get it. You need to understand this. If you don't understand this, you will never grow spiritually. You'll have spiritual experiences once in a while, but not real spirituality. Now you understand, okay, I'm in here, check. I know I'm in here. There's stuff coming in. I see it. No question. I see the weather. I see the people. I see the girls. I see the boys. I see this. All of it. They come in. I experience them. I come in. I experience them. Well, what happened? What happened was you are in there, and for whatever reason, and we might talk about this later, but that's way too deep, there are experiences that you are having, you in there, Are you having experiences, yes or no? Okay. Are there experiences that do what I just talked to you about, come in, and when they try to go through mind, get stuck? Have you ever found yourself holding on to an experience and not letting it pass through and just saying, no, I don't want to have this experience, or I want to have that experience, I don't want it to stop. Don't go away, stay here. That is what Buddhists mean by clinging. I'm going to whisper, these are deep, deep teachings. Do you or do you not cling to images within your mind? Do they all just go right through exactly the same as every other one? Or do you like some and don't like others? In fact, that's all you do, is like some and not like others. You made it a lifetime habit. You're more addicted to those things than you are to drugs or alcohol or anything. Well, what's that about? It's about that you in there, the self, the consciousness, for some reason, which is very deep the reason, we can talk about it later, can't handle what came in. It's like not being able to turn on channel 2. No. What? Turn on channel 2 is a bunch of dots passing through satellites and showing up on your screen. No, I can't watch that. No, I'm not going to. Okay? That's the problem. And that's the only problem. Otherwise, you're just experiencing God's creation. You're experiencing the images, the realities that are passing through. I don't know if they're good or bad or right or wrong or better or I know there's nobody here doing that. Judge not that ye shall not be judged. Third Zen patriarch, letting go of the burdensome process of judging. Judging means it's not all the same to me. If it's dark clouds, I don't like it. If it's light clouds, I don't mind it. If they're fluffy clouds and they remind me of when my grandfather died, I don't like them. I didn't let it be what it was. I interfered. Who did? Consciousness. The power of awareness said, no, I don't like what's coming in. It doesn't say it in words. What it does is do this thing called resistance. You resist the experience. Have you ever resisted an experience? And I'm not talking about traumatic things. I'm talking about somebody didn't say hello. I'm talking about somebody cut you off in traffic. I'm talking about somebody beeped at you. You constantly do this. And what are you doing when you do that? You're asserting will to say, I don't want this to have happened. How absurd is that? It actually happened. It's called reality. It unfolded. It came in. That's why it seemed like I was talking too much in the beginning. That's why I laid this groundwork for you. It looked like, oh, yeah, of course, there's a network and dots and moving through the satellites and then coming down on my screen. Fine. That's what's going on inside of you, right? But you decided, I don't want here. I'm watching a movie. I don't want him to have said that. How absurd is that? He said it. How do you know? Because I'm here. I'm a conscious being. I experienced it. It will never not have happened. Nothing that has happened will never not have happened. But you don't want it to have happened. That little thing is the fall from the garden. I can't handle reality. What's reality? That which already happened. Well, why can't you handle it? It happened. What a silly thing to not be able to handle what already happened, because it's never not going to have happened. I don't care. That's what you're saying. Literally, I don't care. Okay, we'll suffer. There's suffering. That's Buddhist teachings. Buddha said all of life is suffering. What's the cause of suffering? Preference. I have a way I want it to have been or to be, and I'm going to suffer if it's not that way. Then you're going to suffer. Because it's going to be the way it is, all right? The dots that came in are going to make the image they made. No. You know how often you say no? All the time. Okay, and we'll build this. What I'm building for you is what's called the personal mind. It's mine. It's coming into mine. But somebody went in there and made a mess on in there. Why? Because every single thing that you resisted, now remember who the you is. You is in there. You lives in there, the consciousness. Everything you resisted is still in there. Go talk to Freud. What happened when you were 3 years old? What did the mother do? You're 53 years old. God, it's so simple, isn't it? Look how simple it is. It's still in there. Why? Because you held it in there. I did not. She shouldn't have said that. I didn't do anything wrong. No, you didn't do anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. It happened, but you couldn't handle it. There. It's that simple. You couldn't handle reality. What happens when you can't handle reality? You have this tendency to try to protect yourself from it. You push it away. You be defensive. You do that, don't you? I hope you see that you're doing that. I would hope that you would, every time you do that you remember this talk and say, you're not going to make it not have happened. Do whatever you want. Cry, scream, pull out your hair. It still happened, or you wouldn't be doing that. You will never, ever make something happen not happen. I'm teaching you deep spiritual stuff. Okay? So you're in there. You have these experiences. And very often, you just don't like the experience. I don't know what to say. We'll talk about that later. But you in there end up defending yourself against the experience. I don't want to experience this. I don't want you to talk to me that way. I don't want you to have left me. I don't want you to look at me the way I think you looked at me. Now we're like indirect 3 times. I don't want you to look at me the way I think that Sally said you were looking at me. How's it feel? Terrible. That is what the mess is. You store enough of those things in there, everything that comes in from outside has to pass through those things you held. If it rained yesterday and it upset you, you're afraid of the weather today. If it rained yesterday and it just rained, fine. It went right through. But if it doesn't go through, you made an impression. You held it inside your mind. What mind? The little ripples that are supposed to come and go. The little dots on the pixels on the screen that are not supposed to stay there. Can you imagine? I don't like that this newscaster was saying this thing. I want to watch a movie, but the newscaster is still there. Because I didn't like it to be there, so I studied it and fixed it in my mind, and now I have to watch the movie through the newscaster. That is what's going on in your mind. Because you held on to something in your mind, it is still there. So what? Don't kid yourself about so what. It's ruining your life. And I always make a point, we're not talking about your memory. Memory, things come in, and they're stored in long-term memory as they pass through. But they can recall them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I didn't let it pass through. I resisted it. We call it some scar in yoga. I put out energy, willful energy, to say, no, you can't have happened. But it did, and it's still in there, and it's bothering you for the rest of your life. Things in high school still bother you. Just go to your reunion, see what happens. The same stuff will come back up. It sounds like what I'm teaching you is trite. It's not. It's the essence of spiritual growth. It's the essence of spirituality. It's the reason you suffer. It's the reason you suffer. Because you held on to it. I didn't like how you talked to me. Okay, sorry. I was in a bad mood. I'm sorry. That's not good enough. Sorry is not good enough. What are you doing? You're saying, I can't handle what you said. And there's nothing you're going to say that's going to undo it. We're over. We're finished. So then you store it. And now, okay, let's go more quickly now that you've laid that foundation. So therefore, in this place called mind, which is supposed to be empty, free, liberated, just experiencing reality, you've now started to store these things inside the mind. The mind's capable of storing things, and you don't want to do it. You've done it, I know, and you think it's normal, and you justify what you don't like, and you justify what you do like. Of course I like that, and of course I don't like that. Go suffer, because you will suffer. No, I won't. She said she loves me. Well, wait, we'll give it a little time. You think that you have the ability to control the world from in here. And unfortunately, they teach you that you can. And you know what? You can. But I guarantee you do not want to. There is a law of attraction. You can focus and study something and meditate on it enough to even cause it to happen. All right? Whoa, what happened to all the other moments that were happening that you ignored? The ones you didn't bother experiencing. That while you were busy trying to visualize a boat, you missed a relationship, you missed a job, you understand that? Life is happening, isn't it? It's happening everywhere. The Zen, the deep teaching teach you, please experience life. Nobody's telling you to renounce life. They're telling you to stop making a mess out of yourself by deciding you want life to be the way you want it to be. Where did you decide how you want it to be? I made it up. You did. I made it up. I just made it up. I like you. I don't like you. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'll decide tomorrow. You're just doing this. You're just making these things up and then suffering if they're not the way you want and feeling happy temporarily if they are the way you want and then struggling to get what you want and avoid what you don't want. Why do you think you have anxiety and tension and headaches and everything? Any single thing is because you're in there fighting with the reality that's coming in, saying, I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be my way. I hope you find that that's absurd. You live in a universe that's been here for 14.5 billion years. It's creating everything. It creates babies out of single cells, but you want it your way. What's wrong with the way it is? What's wrong with reality? Why does it have to be your way? And that's the essence of spiritual teachings. Not my will, but thy will. Ultimately, to just sit there and say, I'm just a nothing in here. I'm just a piece of consciousness that's looking at what's coming in. I'm missing everything else, aren't I? Everything else in creation I'm missing. I'm only seeing the part that's right in front of me. Well, you're not picking up much. But I've decided how everything's supposed to be. There's ego for you. And that's what we're going to talk about. So that is the personal mind. I laid a foundation for you. That is where the personal mind comes from. It comes from taking things personal. How's that? It comes from sitting here saying, I don't want it to rain on my birthday. Why do I have to rain on my birthday? It doesn't know it's your birthday. It is not personal. The rain is completely impersonal. And when it's all said and done, and though you're not going to like when I said that, nothing is really personal. You take it personal. In here, you take it personal. But it's not personal, right? If there's a hurricane and it washes your house away, it's not personal. It's not personal. It didn't know it was your house. I love, you wake up in the morning. I grew up in early years in Miami. There were hurricanes down there, right? And you'd go to bed, oh my God, blowing, trees falling, going on. You wake up in the morning, total beautiful, most beautiful day you've ever seen. It expressed itself, and now it's just blue skies and sun. It doesn't say sorry, does it? And then you try to assign, oh, I didn't go to church and this is why the hurricane came. Or this is my karma. Give me a break. Things are happening. It's a happening place. Can you handle it? And the answer is no. Of course I can't handle it. So you get to the point, you start to understand what the personal mind is. It is the things you held on to in this etheric vibration world, right? You can have any thought you want, can't you? Inside your mind, you can make any thought you want. What do you make? The ones that bothered you. You make the thoughts that bothered you. What mommy said, what daddy said, what the first boyfriend said, what the girlfriend said, how the hairdresser didn't cut the hair exactly the way I wanted. I can't believe she did that. So you built inside this sacred place called mind, this stuff that you held on to. That's not your natural mind. It's artificial. It's just one from column B, two from column C, three. You just built this stuff in your mind. We call that the personal mind. I want you once and for life understand that. It's not mind. It's a subset of mind, a place in mind. Mind's enormous. Can you think of galaxies? Can you visualize a galaxy? Can you visualize a cluster of galaxies? Can you visualize a black hole eating a galaxy? Yes. Your mind can visualize anything. It's free. It's completely free. But not your mind or my mind. Why? It's addicted to holding on to these handful of things that happened during my life that I wasn't able to handle. And I kept them inside my mind. Now my mind's full of it. Is it not? It's full of you. The stuff you held in there were about you. They weren't about Sally. That's ego. There's a proper definition of ego. That which your consciousness held inside your mind that is about you, right? It's just so much about you that you don't see it's all about you. A fish doesn't know they're in water. They never got out. It's the medium in which they're living. And that is what's going on. That's how big ego is. Don't think of ego as egotistical. Yes, we have people that are megalomaniacs. That means really big on themselves. It doesn't matter. Let's say you're not a megalomaniac. You're scared to death. You're just paranoid, right? It's the same. It's about you. You got caught in the stuff you held inside your personal mind. Are you caught in this dialogue about you that's going on? What do I like? What do I not like? Should I do this or should I do this? What does she mean by that? I don't know what she meant. Maybe I should call Sally. Maybe Sally will tell me. No, I don't want to do that because Sally will know that I care. I don't want to know that I care. Anybody got anything going on in there? That's your personal mind. It's not the mind. It's the personal mind. Okay? What's the impersonal mind? The rest. That's how big the impersonal mind is. It's that which you don't take personal. I would like you to go study this science and figure out how to make air conditioning work more efficiently. Okay, but that's not about you. Unless it's about you wanting to be the one that discovered and made a lot of money. That's about you. Otherwise, I have such respect for science. There's a thing called the scientific method. Ever hear of it? Right? If you studied science, which I didn't, but if you studied science, you understand the scientific method. But it basically says is you better enter into this experiment with no concept, views, hopes, dreams, preferences, beliefs. You are completely neutral of the personal mind. Otherwise, you're going to ruin that experiment. Because what comes in, you see it through your personal mind. You just twist it to be what you want it to be. Well, that's a very unscientific method, and you're going to come up with very unscientific results. So the impersonal mind, one of the things the impersonal mind can do, it has the right to create impersonal thoughts. It's beautiful. Science is beautiful. Pure science is beautiful because it's not dealing with the personal. Okay, let's say we get together and I find a star out there that no one has found yet, but I have an assistant also who looked through that telescope before I did. But I want the star named after me. There. That is not scientific. You blew it. There are pure scientists that they don't care if their name's on it. That has nothing to do with it. They don't care if they make money from it. That has nothing to do with it. A pure scientist would find out that someone in the lab is being paid 10 times what they're being paid, and they wouldn't even think about it twice. Just let me do my work. Leave me alone. Do whatever you want. You want the money? Take the money. I want to explore and experience, and that is why your mind was meant. Mind is a gift. Now I'm getting to where I want to talk about. Mind is a tremendous gift. It's unbelievable. Look what you can think. Look what you can do. Programming, science, exploration, music. That's part of mind. The mind is creative. Now what it's creating is junk. It's sitting there holding on to these things from the past that are meaningless. How can things from the past be meaningless? Because they're done. When I was in 5th grade and I played at a piano recital, I made 6 mistakes and I got yelled at. And I didn't want to play the piano ever again. How old are you now? 66? I don't touch the thing. Then something's wrong with you. You did not let go of the experiences that you had. When you made those mistakes at the recital, it could have inspired you. I need to try harder. I need to work more at it, anything. But instead I quit. Why? Because I can't handle it. You're seeing it. That's how you made a mess of yourself. Okay? So now the personal mind has taken over your mind. A lot of times you can't even think straight. You know that. Go take the SAT after your boyfriend or girlfriend just broke up with you 5 minutes ago. You're not going to get a very good score. Why? Because the mind, personal mind, created commotion. People write me all the time. I love them. I do. I really have compassion. We'll talk about that in a minute, right? They say, well, okay, I had the relationship and it broke up, or I had this and that happened, so on. What do I do? The answer is very simple, but not easy to do. Let go. You just told me something happened in the past. It happened in the past. Can you let it go? And the answer is, well, I'm trying to, but I can't. Why can't you? Because you develop these patterns in your mind that are habits. Just like you have a habit of drugs or a habit of food. You understand? It's a habit. The energy flows that way. And so you got caught in yourself. And so now you think about it all the time. For the rest of your life, I can't believe she did this to me. How long? That was 10 years ago and I'll never get married again. Wow, I'm sorry. That's so sad. Why can't you just experience your life, learn from it, go through what you need to go through? Nobody's saying you don't have emotions. Yes, there are emotions. Fine. They come and they go. Not right away, because you have to learn how to work with them. And so basically you start to catch on that the personal mind is a major problem. It has locked you inside of these thought patterns, which are repetitive. Why? Because you held them there. Okay? You dream about the things. What's this whole dream interpretation thing? Like Zen, they don't put up with that. It's like, yeah, stupid dream. Why are you still talking about it? That's what a Zen master deals with dreams. All right? Fine. Wake up. Okay? And otherwise, things just pass through. All right. The impersonal mind is able to do that. And to the extent that you're able to let go of yourself and you can merge your intellect, it's called the intellectual mind, the abstract mind, the intellectual mind, but not the personal mind. The personal mind is about you. The rest is about something other than you. That's not the highest mind. The highest mind is I know scientists, especially how many programmers that I work with, and they can't not be thinking about programming, right? Which is okay, especially good workers, right? So, but basically, your mind won't stop. But a lot of times they're perfectly happy. They love getting lost in their work. At least they're not lost in themselves. See the difference? If you're lost in what I want and what I don't want, you're lost. Because then you have to go into the outside world and make it be the way you want. I want you to like me. I want you not to like me. I want you to like her. I want you to like her. Now I have to struggle to make things out there be the way I'm more comfortable with them. The impersonal mind, you can get lost in it. You can program in music and this and that for hours and it's very beautiful. So the higher mind is very, very nice, but it's not the highest mind. The highest mind is the mind that doesn't create thoughts. There's a line in the Gita, I've been saying it lately, the Bhagavad Gita is very, very deep. There's a line in the Gita that says, when thought has passed from thinking, it's a very, very deep state where you don't have to create thoughts in order to have wisdom, in order to know, or have inspiration. Have you ever had a flash of insight? Have you ever had a flash of insight? Just all of a sudden, a song came out of nowheres. All of a sudden, I had it when I was doing my doctoral work, right? I already dropped out of school. I wasn't interested, all right? But wrote a paper. I couldn't believe it. I just sat there and meditated, opened my eyes, and this treatise came out. I was complimented on my exam. I did not bring any papers with me. I did not bring anything to study with or anything like that. And I had not thought these thoughts before. Just all of a sudden, I'm there and I don't know what I'm going to write. Bam! The entire treatise pops into the mind. Then you have to spend time digesting it, explaining it, writing, footnoting, doing all that stuff. But the actual seed happened instantaneously when thought has passed from thinking. You call it inspiration. I'm sure you've had experiences in your life where just, things drop in. Not your personal stuff. Oh, I know now what I should be doing. I should change jobs. No, that's personal junk. I'm talking about Beethoven. What did he tell you? What dropped into his mind, and music is mind, it's patterns, all right? What dropped into his mind haunted him his entire life. He couldn't bear to have that music going on spontaneously inside his mind. He had to write it down. Until he got it down and could hear it with his ears, he suffered. Great artists are that way. Isn't that neat? That's a higher mind. That's a mind that transcends thoughts. And it's brilliant. It's just, ultimately, what is mind? For those of you into computer science, take a computer, very wise, powerful computer, but don't have a single program inside of it. You can have an operating system if you want, but it's just dormant. It's just sitting there. There's no programs, no recipe, no math, no this, no that. Its potential is everything, isn't it? It can do anything. It's just not doing it. It's not stupid. It's brilliant. So it has this tremendous potential. That's what your mind is. Your mind is make me want to cry. Every single one of you, your mind is brilliant. The problem is we are so caught in ourselves. We get so caught in our personal mind that we can't act. What if he leaves me? I just love him so much. Since I met him, oh my God, my whole life's all completely around him. Well, if he left me, I would die. What am I going to do? He didn't leave. He didn't do anything. Your mind is making you suffer. All right, you now understand where the personal mind came from. You understand what it is. And you understand the impersonal mind is just to express that view. And then you understand the transcendent mind, where you get into the quiet mind that's just there. Oh, that's how beautiful you are. And that's still mind. I've only talked about mind. I didn't talk about heart yet. The same basic thesis goes for heart. It is an open vibration of pure love. That's all it is. It's pure love and inspiration, just heartfelt beauty until it can't handle what experienced. I can't handle it. God hurt me so much. Now your heart closes. And now you're stuck with a closed heart, which is part of the personal heart, the personal mind. They work together. You understand that? So spirituality is about, we gotta get out of this place if it's the last thing we ever do. It's a 60s song, all right? Yes, we gotta get out of this place. You're not gonna win. I'm gonna make a statement to you. And I know you don't like hearing it. I don't care. You are not gonna win by trying to get things the way you want. It will never happen. And even if it is happening, you'll find a reason to doubt that it really will stay that way. You'll get jealous if somebody talks to somebody more than somebody else. I told you I love you more than anything in the whole world. Yeah, but will you love me tomorrow? See, I can make songs. I like songs. Do you or do you not have emotional problems? Do you not have addictions and clinging? That's all because of your personal mind. You will never solve that. Some people have a lot of money. Nowadays, it's people with money. Are they happy? Do you see they have no problems? How would you like to live their life? Help! Do you understand that? Don't be a fool. Go get yourself $400 billion and see what happens when you lose $20 billion. They suffer. That's why they have to have things the way they want. That's why they have to buy everything and do everything, because they can't handle that anything's not the way they want. So there's no out by getting things the way you want. Find your perfect lover. You call her your soulmate. So basically, what does that mean? I met him, I ran into him in Publix with carts hit. Oh my God, and sparks went flying throughout the whole universe. Oh my God. Come back in 10 years. I want to see it. How many things can go wrong? How many things that you think are the way you want them to be in the relationship end up not being the way you want them to be? How about everything? It's all said and done. There's no way the person is just like me. They are not. Everybody went through their own experiences in life. Every moment of their life, they had a different experience. And you had a totally different one. They're the same as me. Let's see. Does that mean you can't have good relationships? Of course you can have beautiful relationships, truly beautiful relationships. How? Devote your relationship to letting go of yourself. And I almost cried. That's how you have a beautiful relationship. Not devote your relationship to get what you want. Devote your relation to saying, I'm stuck inside of me. I know that doesn't work. I've decided I would like to commit myself, love you, I love you, and I'm going to use you to let go of me. That's a relationship. And when two people do that, that's a spiritual relationship. And that's all it is a spiritual relationship. Okay? The person's not going to be the same as you thought they were. It's not going to be some heaven-made thing. It's going to be what it is. They're going to go through the spaces and go through this and make mistakes. Are you willing to say, I committed to letting go of myself? That's what I did. Not I committed to you. I committed to using this relationship to let go of myself. You're going to need to say, you want to know about a relationship? Build a relationship of selflessness and total surrender of letting go of the person, then take that perfect relationship and expand it out to everybody so that you've learned to live like that. All right. The discussion, I could just go on in any direction. Do you see that? What it means is, are you stuck in your personal mind? You're quite stuck. Do you think that the answer is to get things the way you want? Yeah, I wish everything was the way I want. All right? Do you understand it cannot be the way you want? Because the way you want is the programming. I'm going to say this, you listen to me. The way you want is how your personal mind is programmed based on your past experiences. That's how you decided what you like, what you don't like. You got programmed. The experiences you had, this one I like, I didn't like that. You built your ego. So what is the probability that the other person or the world is going to be the way you want? 0. And that's why you have this word called hope. What is hope? I hope someday it'll be the way I want. It hasn't been, but I didn't give up yet. I hope someday my ship will come in. There is no ship. It's about you letting go of yourself, not about you getting for yourself. The only way it works, and when you say, wait a minute, this personal mind is a problem. In fact, it's my only problem. It's not that I didn't get what I want. It's that I wasn't willing to accept reality as it unfolded so that I could appreciate all of life. And so you start letting go of yourself. And I spent the time talking about why we're caught. You see it? There's the personal mind. That's why we're caught. And I told you, getting out, 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's how long it takes to teach how to get out. How do you get out? When you find that you're in, let go. What does that mean? How do I know I'm in? You're getting upset, you're freaking out, you're blaming everybody, you're yelling, you're screaming. There's no end to how you know you're caught. But it's not hard, is it? And you didn't have to do it out here. You can do it inside without doing anything. I don't even like it. Oh my God, I have to hold myself back. Okay, you're caught. Or, I just love them so much I can't live without them. What am I going to do? Oh, you're caught. If it is you, I'll give you some clues. If it is using the word I, me, or mine, you're caught. Because then it's personal, isn't it? It's about you. True life is about life, not about you. Not about you getting it the way you want and being what you want. It's about being able to let go of you to the best of your ability. You take every moment of your life as an opportunity to let go of yourself. You go out there, where's my shoes? Who took my shoes? Oh, there they are. How about let go first? Keep letting go of yourself. And what you're going to find out is it gets thinner. It gets easier to live with you. You don't live with somebody else, live with you. Okay? You don't have trouble living with anybody else. You have trouble living with you with somebody else. I don't like the way you act. I don't like what you said. I don't like that you pulled the blankets off. It's all about me. Well, while it's about you, you're in trouble. And you know you are. So you practice. Don't push yourself. Don't get guilty. Nothing. Just practice letting go to the best of your ability, a little bit at a time. Stop complaining about the rain. Stop complaining about the car in front of you. Stop complaining about what somebody said. Just keep letting go of yourself. Did Christ talk about this? What did Christ say? You must die to be reborn. It means exactly what it says. You want to be elevated, to reborn into the beautiful spiritual life? Let go of yourself. Not big thing, little at a time. And what will happen is the mind will thin out. Why? Because you let it go. I don't know what to tell you. You were busy holding on to the fact that you don't like that it's raining. That's not going to stop it from raining. Well, how about we let go? How do you let go? You let go. You relax. It's okay. Use affirmation. Okay, I love the rain. Just do anything to raise yourself inside. And if you do that, you will get higher. And as you get higher, you'll get stronger. As you get stronger, it'll be easier to let go of bigger things. And then even bigger things. Then even bigger things. Then some really, really big things, like traumatic. Somebody else would die to have that experience. And you're still there. You're centered. You're clear. Doesn't mean you don't deal with it. You do deal with it from a centered, clear place. You don't deal with it from a personal, I don't want to be in this situation. Well, you are in the situation. Wake up. Stop it. Stop resisting. Okay, it's not a good situation. I'm in it. I will do my best to work with what's the best solution. And you just keep getting clearer and clearer. And you're going to go through all kinds of stuff. And that's the purpose of your life, to learn. To learn what? I said to you, I'm not going to get into it. Why did you resist the very first time to build this garbage inside your mind? That is what's called the fall from the garden. You were experiencing ecstasy, experiencing life. It's all the same, passing through until, oh, there it goes. All right? The tree of self-knowledge. And then you fell down, and that's it. Now you work by the sweat of your brow, and I don't want you to work by the sweat of your brow, which is why I give you these talks. You do not have to work by the sweat of your brow. You can little by little do what's called liberate yourself, free yourself. Of what? Yourself, not of life. And then what will happen? Life will unfold, and you will more and more be able to handle it, be able to be at peace with it. Fine. So now what? Now it doesn't bother you. So now you can deal with it better. Every single thing that doesn't bother you, you can deal with it better. You're in a car accident. How am I going to pay the insurance? Oh my God, the insurance is going to be going. That's all you can think about. No, somebody may be hurt. You need to deal with things from a higher level than the personal level. And then you go with the intellectual, and then it goes up, and then it goes really high up. And eventually, the great ones are able to let go of themselves completely. That's all it's about. They're able to let go of themselves. When you let go of yourself, what happens? You don't get drawn down into yourself. Well, then what happens? You get pulled up into something higher. That's called the ascent. I didn't talk about it, but that's the whole next stage of your spiritual journey, where you're not holding yourself down, so it goes up. Hot air balloons go up. You don't have to do anything. If you don't tether them, they go up. All right. Always run out of time. But I like talking to you. Did you notice I'm really sincere about that? I would love for you to catch on that you do not have to live life the way you're living it. You can still live your life. You get married, have kids, do every single thing. But do it to let go of yourself. Don't do it to get for yourself. Just understand, I got work to do in here. All right. Jagged.
You've been listening to the Michael Singer Podcast, produced by Sounds True in partnership with Shanti Publications. For more information on Michael's body of work and all back episodes, please join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Sounds True, waking up the world.